So I've been kind of having this problem recently where I'm worrying more about money than like things that are going better on in my life, like things I could be looking more forward to, like God and my family and like friends and school and all this other stuff. But I'm more worried about money than like the actual big picture here. And I was kind of reading through the Bible here, and it says Matthew chapter 6 verse 24. It says, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." And when I was reading this, I kind of got shocked because, I wasn't really thinking of that. And it's true, because you can't serve God and money at the same time. You can't put all your focus on God and then all your focus on money at the same time. You just can't do that. You can't really multitask when it comes to God and Jesus and putting your faith in something full time. It's kind of like a job. You can't have that full-time position but still put in time for the part-time position as well. You can't be working at a big IT company and then working at McDonald's on the side. It doesn't kind of work like that. You can't be working 50 hours a week here and then want to squeeze in the extra 10 to 20 hours here. That just, it doesn't work like that. And that's the same thing with God. You can't be putting your full attention on God here but then still worrying about how much your paycheck is coming out next week. Yeah, sure, money is a lot in this world and money means a lot. You can't have certain things if you don't have money. I totally understand that. But when it comes to God and wanting to put your faith right, you can't have God and have money at the same time. You can't be worrying about if Jesus and you're going to heaven. You can't worry more about going to heaven with Jesus and God and living with all these amazing people than when your next paycheck is coming out and when you're going to buy that new table or when you're going to get the new chair, that new car. You can't be worrying about that when you have God on the other side of the table. It doesn't work like that. It's not, you can't be pulling strings with God. It's either you're here full time or you're not there full time and you're worrying about the other thing. It's kind of the same thing. It makes me think about God and Satan. It's kind of like God is on this one end of the stick and Satan keeps pulling you back over because he wants you on his side. He wants you away from God because he doesn't want you to have God. Satan wants the attention. Satan wants all of your attention. He wants you to be his. He doesn't want you to have God. He knows what God has. And that's why in Genesis, when Adam and Eve were sitting under the tree, the serpent was going through. That serpent was saying, he was whispering in the ears saying, you got to eat from that tree. That tree will give you the fruit of life. You will know more than God. You will be God, essentially. That's what Satan was whispering into Adam and Eve's ears. And that's the same thing with the money and God. And I thought this was very interesting because it goes for a lot of things in life. Like if you're in school, you can't be getting the A+ grades if you're worrying more about how much time you're spending after school with your friends. It goes for your job. You want to go get this higher position and be better and get more money and, whatever. But then on the side, you're worrying about what's for dinner and you're worrying about what's for lunch or what you're going to do when you get home and you just started your shift. You can't have that promotion if you're worrying about when lunch is coming. You can't have certain things if you're worrying about the other. It's not a two-way street. You can't just pull and bend. Because if you do that with God, then it loosens the relationship with him and you won't be as close with him. The whole point is to be close with him, because the closer you get, the more fruit you have, and the more you build your relationship and build your faith, then you will be going to heaven. And I promise you, and trust me, you build your faith, you grow your relationship, you learn more about the scripture, you learn more about Jesus, you learn more about God, you learn more about all these other amazing people in this Bible, and I promise you, you will be going to heaven. You can't be pulling this two-way street. It doesn't work like that. One thing you can't do is keep going around in the circle and acting like you're God's child and making him think that you want him when in reality you want the other thing. You need to put all your faith and all your time and all your effort into God, because God is what you need. And if you're not with God, you won't be going to heaven. I can tell you that right now. So remember, you cannot serve both God and money. I hope you guys enjoyed the message today, and God bless.